turn right here.
Yeah.
This is called Strain Branch Road, the Strain family, and we'll try to drive by there this afternoon. And we're turning north.
Yeah.
We're turning north now. And we're going to show you something up here that is really interesting thing.
Yeah, Uncle Henry built this. I don't know how quick or where they lived before he and Elsie before they built this place, but of course it's fell all to pieces.
So what he's saying is your grandfather and grandmother built this house right here. And who was born there?
Winford was born there. Right there.
We'll get out.
I hadn't been here in years. What I was surprised about how those trees had grown.
Now I'm gonna. Can you? About what year would they have built this house?
I don't know. Probably the year they were married, but I don't know.
Which would have been about 1925. They married in 25.
Yes, sir.
Did they? Well, that's when the house was.
All right. And they stayed here, but they had to stay here 10 years because Winfred was born in this house in 1935.
Well.
Isn't that right?
Well, now that I couldn't say. See,
now, am I right in saying that he was born?
1925, I was just 10 years old. I was born in 15, see. So.
All right, now let me ask you this. But you remember that that Winfred was born in this house?
Oh, yeah. I remember him having pneumonia here and almost dying. Yeah.
As an infant.
Give you the history of the Hamiltons after a while that I know.
Great.
Originally they started in Tennessee, TVA, that Tennessee Valley thing. I don't know, it's underwater and their old homestead.
And the Tennessee Valley Authority came in there and dammed that all up for electrical power.
Yeah.
Recall about what year they moved from here?
No, now my Bureau of Information, my brother Quitman was here. He knows about. He can remember, and he's younger than I about when they.
Well, he'll be here in a few minutes, so he'll be at the church.
Yeah.
Your brother?
Yeah. I had two brothers. One died in World War II. With the flu in the same week that Myrtle's mother died, and I had one that died in Detroit. I got his picture there. He retired at Ford's, and I reckon he lived about a month. We both went to Ford's and went to work in 1936. I was 21 years old. I wish I had one of them old pay envelopes. We got paid every 2 weeks with cash. And Social Security had come out then.
Yes.
I remember.
The year before, 35, didn't it?
Yeah. But I didn't start there for the first year. It was $59.40 less 60 cents. It took out something. That was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks. He sure looks like Winfred's picture.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Winfred was more fair.
Mother, I don't think she was dark. It just seemed to me Henry might have been black-eyed. I don't know. Some image of black-eyed.
We'll ask the kids. But now you were telling me that Henry was fairly dark. Okay.
Yeah,
but his brothers were not.
Well, my dad was his half brother.
Okay.
No, he
didn't have the same mother.
No.
Okay.
But this one lived up here. His brother Sam, he was a little darker. There were tall guys like Henry.
Dean, do you remember if your granddad was dark-eyed? Henry?
Dark.
Paul was dark.
Dark hair and
Yeah, I remember.
dark eyes. And he was bragging when he was 86 years old about how all the men in his family grew to be over 100. And he said when he was 86, he was bragging about how he still had all of his hair, dark hair, and teeth. Most men his age didn't have that.
Yeah.
Because all his
I got all mine downstairs, but I haven't upstairs.
Yeah, Paul was always talking about how he still had all of his hair and how dark it was.
Yeah,
86 years old.
he had a.
Whose home was that?
That's where my grandpa lived and my two uncles, Henry, until he married, lived there. And my grandpa lived there with Sam until he died. Land up there to the mailbox twice a week. He walked around the week before he died, clean to the strains. I guess it's 4 or 5 miles there and back, and next week he took pneumonia, and of course back then, you know.
Didn't have anything for it, did you?
No. Well, they ain't got much now.
No.
My wife had trees. A woman told me that there's one broke down an old pear tree that my grandpa Hamilton set out. Now, how she knew that just passed down. He once owned this place and said he set them pear trees out. Now, I don't know how she wasn't much older than I, but I guess she'd heard somebody.
So how many
The
acres?
The old house.
This was part of the original 80 acres? I think the precedent's on it. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess there was 80 or more on both sides of the road here.
So do you have to recall how much land the Hamiltons owned?
Pardon?
How many acres out here?
Well, that was back over yonder where we was, where I'd have to figure it up. I've got it all in my head, but the Lesters has got all of it. My daddy's old place was 80, and my uncle's on down the road, Sam's was, I don't know, 80. And down there, Henry's, I believe that was 40, and Alma's was 40, my grandpa gave them. So I don't know what that would figure out.
Did Henry buy the land, or did his father give it to him?
He gave it to him, you can understand, yeah.
And you said the Presleys.
This old place here, I remember when I was a kid, that lot of rent houses, it was all in cotton. I don't know, 300 or 400 acres. I remember one old guy, I believe that was come back here after the war. He worked 40 acres with 1 team of mules in cotton. Of course, they had to work day and night. He right here. After Henry's mother died, you know, Henry's mother and my dad's mother, Henry's mother was full-blood Indian.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
Cherokee Indian. My grandfather married my daddy's mother, and he married her, I believe, in Tennessee. I'm not sure. And see, they had 3 children: Sam and Henry and Myrtle's mother, Alma, I believe was her name. And you know, Henry and Sam were pretty darker than my daddy. I don't remember my step-grandmother. I remember talking about her when she died, but you can see on the marker when she died, but I can't remember. But originally they started in at Tennessee Valley, the TVA, and they went there, as I recall, to Kentucky, Mississippi, and then they come from Arkansas and Tennessee. Over here in the western part of the state, all right close to the Oklahoma line, close to Dover, Arkansas. You heard what?
Oh yeah, I know.
Dover, Tennessee.
Over near Russellville.
Yeah, it's
Dover and Hector and.
well, it was near Dover, over on the, I forget the name of the creek. And they come from there to Rosebud. And an old guy that, he'd been dead quite a while, said, me and your daddy went right up that hill. Your grandpa come here in a Knox wagon.
Oh.
That's what Paul said. He came from Kentucky in a wagon.
Yeah.
Paul mentioned that. Cotton fields and all that, where he grew up.
Yeah, and Sam was born south of Rosebud. But I understand Henry was born in Kentucky.
Yeah, Paul Mission, Kentucky.
Yeah, I've heard my daddy say he was born in Kentucky. Now, I don't know where Alma was born, but I'll tell you, a lot of stuff you knew and all that time, you know, it fades out, you forget it.
Absolutely. That's why this is on right now.
Yeah. I hate these gravel. House as well.
Your dad owned 40 acres up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Myrtle's mother owned 40 right here, Grandpa gave her. Well, Myrtle had, she had 3 brothers, 2 of them dead. One lives in Texas. I can't think of the place, but it's, I don't know, he's the youngest one. She died, their mother died, and her grandmother raised him, Myrtle's grandmother. She was something, Lou Vicey. She was a little short woman, I remember her. I guess I was almost a teenager. She decided, you know, she wants some of them young squirrels. She'd drive the buggy over at our house and her little dog and get the 20-gauge shotgun and go over there and kill a bunch of them. Lou Vicey, she was something.
Now that is your sister.
No. That was,
Oh no, that was
that
your...
was my brother-in-law's mother.
Oh,
In
okay.
California, it's 86, 7 years old, still living for herself. That's her mother-in-law.
97.
97. I
Yeah.
keep making her younger all the
Yes,
time.
sir.
Lived right here in this old thing one time. His brother owned this place, and they farmed together. Of course, it fell in, but they lived there one time. All the kids was born here except one, and out in California.
The house Dad was born in.
Right. And Paul built this house.
Paul built this house.
1935, Dad was born there. That's right.
Look to the valley. This is pretty land.
Beautiful land. Now, he told me just as I got out of the car that his family, I'm sorry,
Okay,
that
go.
his family owned all this land up through here.
That would prompt me to ask. Presley's on that side, Hamilton's on this side, does that mean that's
It's probably from church somewhere. We had a church up here called Home now, Shady Grove Church. Where they had church and school. Of course, they wasn't. He was a lot older than us.
I believe he was 10 years old.
10 years from what I remember, yes, sir.
Probably go to school.
But you think they probably met through the Presley living on the road there and Hamilton was living there as well. And they met at church.
Thinking some of this could be original wallpaper. And Nancy got some. We started crying when we saw it because it could have more than likely, and we're under the impression that Ma and Pa also had a hands-on the wallpaper, touching it, and just like a Pa built this house when him and Ma got married.
When they were kids, Paul was the barber around here. That's why Paul was always had the barber shears, and every time I got over there, I'd leave bald-headed. Because he was the barber from here.
Paul was the barber in this
Down
area.
here, and of course, then there's no such thing as gas. People had house and cooked with wood. They cut this blocks like that and split them up, in small pieces and cooked them, and they would cook it. I'd come down here and split wood for them. I guess it might have been 10, 12 years old, 14. The red oak wood was easy split.
Cousin Robert Hamilton, looking at those pictures. You recognize him?
Our cousin from Cersei's not going to be able to come.
Oh, did you hear from her?
Oh, yes, she called us.
Oh, that was Myrtle.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
She can't get any way. She's One son, he's on construction. He's over in Carolina.
Wonder if she'd
Mountain
come if
View
I'd go
there.
get
He's, had cancer or something.
Yeah, Kenna, she said, was the one that was gonna bring her. Do you think maybe if we called her, I could,
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Carolyn. Right.
December
son.
25th, Christmas 1959.
Evidently.
I had people, moms palm me off all the time before they stick to me.
Yeah.
I ran away when I was 3.
Lean in, Lisa. Lean in. Lean in for the pictures here. Robert, you lean in just a little bit. There you go. You see her? Oh. Is that priceless? Okay, this is our great-grandfather, John Hamilton. It'll be 104. And this is our grandfather's brother and wife.
Yeah.
And this is Lawrence talking here.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's Robert. Okay. Okay. We figured out who that was. There's Robert still with us. That's a beautiful monument too.
Yeah, she's just been gone.
A year. January 5th was the year.
Just about, yeah. Over a year.
Y'all married a lot of years, wasn't y'all?
Yeah, just a little over a year.
How many years were you married?
She left us July the 7th. We'd have been married 60 years.
Oh my goodness.
Married in
So almost
1940.
60 years. My goodness.
Yeah, it's a while.
Mm-hmm. How long were you married, Lawrence? How many years?
Married January 41. She died 6 years ago.
Oh, my
About
goodness.
50. Yeah. January 41.
Okay.
I hear a lot of press.
Robert's mother and father, which Robert, it would have been Robert Price Hamilton was our grandfather's brother too, right? Okay. Yeah. And their other son, Claude, our second cousin.
I've got, well, I think of it, I've got them one year.
Until Nancy kind of started the search, and then it was just names,
So
you
when
know,
people-
then all she found was
It's
names.
empty to go out of their way to be, so it's just, you know,
Well,
been very helpful.
it's a very, we was raised up in a very friendly place.
Right. And
It was a
friendly
community.
times too.
Yeah, it was different times. It was a community thing. Everybody was, if somebody was sick, it wasn't nursing homes and hospitals.
That's right.
The people, there might have been hospitals, but nobody was able to go to a
That's
hospital.
right.
We set up with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody was sick,
Just,
they would work their crop, cut their wood in the wintertime. They weren't able to do it.
take care of everybody else.
Yeah, everyone. This girl was going to college up here at Harding, and he was in the 30s, and she kind of asked me a lot of questions. She said, "What did you do for clothes?" I said, "We made them."
If there were enough feet.
We had feed sacks much then,
Yeah.
but you know, material was so cheap.
Yeah.
And my stepmother was a real seamstress. 'Cause I only have one tiny little picture left of my mother. That boy carried them off to
Well, now, when did you lose your mother? How old were you?
oh,
Oh,
and my youngest brother, he was 3 years.
oh,
And I